Ohio school shooter T.J. Lane was sentenced to 3 life sentences without parole Tuesday. He had pleaded guilty last month in a shooting that left 3 students dead last year: Daniel Parmenter, Russell King Jr., and Demetrius Hewlin. Lane's court appearance was, in a word, shocking.
Whatever the future might hold in store for the mind and spirit of the convict, he will remain in prison for the rest of his days.
18-year-old T.J. Lane wore a T-shirt that says "killer" during his sentencing.
Yes, a shirt that read "Killer" written on in marker. The shooting took place at Chardon High School east of Cleveland, Ohio on February 27, 2012. Ohio station WKYC reports Lane was smiling and looking bored during his court appearance.
When it was time for him to give a statement, it was unreal. He looked at the families, he said something completely and utterly vulgar toward them, and basically flipped them off.
Disrespectful, to say the least. CNN has the specifics on Lane's case. He declined to have his attorneys present evidence on his behalf. He pleaded guilty to 3 counts of aggravated murder, guilty to 2 counts of attempted aggravated murder, and guilty to weapons-related charges. Lane got an additional 25 years to his life sentences for the injuries of others, including 1 teen who was paralyzed during the shooting. Families of the victims called Lane evil and a monster when given the chance to speak in court. CBS quotes Parmenter's mother. "I want him to suffer the rest of his life the way I suffer the rest of my life without Danny." Lane did not actually attend Chardon High School, but instead went to an alternative school. He was waiting for a bus at Chardon when he opened fire. For Newsy, I'm Lauren Zima.
I think what we're dealing with here is a disgusting human being. And this has confirmed what we have known all along, that this was a cold, calculated, premeditated killing. The defendant bought a T-shirt with the word "killer" on it 7 days before the shooting. He sent a text message about a school shooting 6 days before the shooting. He took his uncle's gun the day before the shooting. The defendant went to the school that morning and sat in the cafeteria and stared at his victims for 8 minutes. During that time, his victims were doing nothing but talking and hanging around with their friends and being kids. No one bothered or provoked the defendant in any way. The defendant then opened fire, not aimlessly or randomly. The first bullet was the direct shot to the back of the head of his victim while he was talking to his friends. He even admitted that he tried to shoot them in the head. One of his victims, after being shot twice, struggled to run down the hall and away from the cafeteria. The defendant chased him down and delivered his final shot to the back of his neck before running out of the school like a coward. This defendant has never shown any remorse, and his actions today just confirm what we believed all along. He also didn't take responsibility afterwards. He lied about hearing voices. He lied about being sexually abused. He lied about all his schizophrenic symptoms. He lied and said the shooting was random. The defendant concocted his insanity defense to avoid criminal responsibility. And he only stepped away from that when newly discovered evidence completely undercut his defense. He still refuses to offer any explanation why he did this. The only explanation I can offer to the court is that he's an evil person. February 27, 2012 is the last day many in our community felt safe. It was the last day Danny could hang out with his brother, Russell could laugh with his sister, Demetrius could hug his mother, and it was the last day that Nick could walk. The state asks the court to fashion a sentence that is just and appropriate under these circumstances. Thank you.
All right, anything else from the state?